Hello and welcome to this episode of Microchips and a repair video today, and we're looking at this Sommerkamp TS-5680DX 80 channel AM handheld radio with supposedly no transmit. So I'm hoping it's just the finals. Anyway, let's get started. So as you can see, 5 watts, 80 channel, doesn't say it's AM, but it is AM. And yeah, in quite good condition. Screw missing at the bottom. Aerial's a bit bust. But then again, this is probably more than 40 odd year old, so. And it's really heavy. You can tell that this thing is not made of plastic. Well, not the frame anyway, in the front. So anyway, let's get it open and have a look inside. So we'll carefully get the battery door off. It's nice to see that there isn't massive signs of corrosion on the battery pack. And it's pluggable as well. So, all in all, a good start. It does look like there's 2 connectors at the bottom, maybe for a charging stand. So there we have our channel display in the centre. You can hear it is actually receiving. So we know the receive side works, but no transmit. Absolutely nothing coming out of the radio that I was just transmitted on. So that switch is just for the channel display on and off, and there is a call function as well, I believe. As you can hear, no transmit. Absolutely nothing. Which is, it's unusual, because sometimes if the final's gone, you can hear a little bit of something from the pre. But we got nothing. So we've got the back off, and this thing is rammed pretty tight in there. This is going to be really interesting to get apart. So I'm just doing a basic check, see if there's any voltage on the collector of the final. And yes, there's 12 volts there. I mean, they really suspected that there would be voltage there, so. Anyway, this is first part of getting it apart, and I did not realise the absolute nest of wires that lives underneath this thing. I mean, wow, that's a lot of wires. Now I have to be really careful with this, because if any start to come off, then we're in trouble. So I'm just going to do a diode mode measurement on the final. And it shows that we have a short circuit. And that was base to emitter. But that may not be the case. Because if we look at the schematic diagram on the final, the base goes through a 15 ohm resistor through a coil and to negative. And so if we measure 15 ohms across there, which we do, so the final's not short. So I've unsoldered the base and the collector, just doing a diode mode check, and it is reading fine. but I'm still not convinced. So on the collector you can see there the output from the modulation transformer for the amplitude modulation, and that's on the collector, but we've got no carrier on the base. So I've got the final out just in case I want to measure it, and it reads fine, so I'm absolutely pretty sure it's not the final. So I traced it all the way back, we've got no carrier at all the way back, and there's our modulation transformer there, T9, and we've seen that waveform on the collector. It goes all the way back. Now I got a signal at the input of the 10.7, but then I thought, is it the mixer? Is the mixing? Is one of the mixing frequencies missing? And then I found this, only because the joint looked a bit suspicious. So I tried resoldering it, and then when it wouldn't resolder, I took the crystal out and found that the leg had corroded. And as you can see, with a temporary crystal in place, I know it's not the right value, but it's close. Anyway, I'll put a correct value in now, and as you can see by the counter, everything's looking good. 26965, 27415. So I can only suspect that it's had a bit of a battery leakage sometime. Sensitivity looks good. So yeah, spent quite a while going backwards on the output stage, and then had a brainwave to think, yeah, I wonder if it's something to do with one of the mixing frequencies. And sure enough, that's when we found that rotten 10695 crystal. So it's all back together. Checked on the power meter, it does peak up to 4 and a bit watts when you shout into it, which you would expect from amplitude modulation. But I tried soldering the leg on that 10695 and it just wasn't going to solder at all. So I borrowed one out of another radio for the time being whilst I wait to get one. Anyway, I hope you like this repair. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join the Facebook group, buy me a coffee, and we'll see you in the next video.